Hello, hello, it's Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts, and I am back. And this is the last day of February. Happy leap year, everyone. And it is the day that we are going to share all of the tags we made for the last 28 days. So the first one was, let me pull up my list. The first one for February 1st was it Numbers? Mixed Media Minnesota JJ Tag-A-Day number 1, 2024 for February was Numbers. So here's all my numbers, and with that card I actually ended up making several others just to kind of play along and have extra tags. So there we go. We've got 4 tags out of that day. Now, not every day went this beautifully, that's for sure. But it was fun to play and create more tags. So let's see. Should we put that one right there? Should we go out a little further? Right there. Okay, there's that one. And then on the second we had lace. So I made this one. And just a nice journaling area in there. So there's that one. And the third day was all white. And you can see I embossed this one. And then I covered it all up with a double layer of 2 tags and a bunch of white flowers and lace and a feather and a little glass wedding pick here and all kinds of things. That was a fun one. I loved that. So there's that one. And then on the third day we had, what was the third day? 1, 2, 3. Oh, fourth day we had attire. And I have a dress on a mannequin here and lots of little pearls dancing around and some sewing thread and some hearts and just little of this, little of that. I did not put a hole in this tag just because it just wouldn't really suit one. So it's another journaling tag. So there we go. And then on this one, it was a pocket tag. Man, this thing is a heavy one. It's a heavy duty tag made from 49 to Market papers. And it is a tough one, I'll tell you. We've got things here and there and little bits of lace and some flowers. Love you to pieces back here. Forevermore on here. And then for the 6th we had bird. So I did this little bird scene, and you can see that there are 2 birds here have a nest, and a little doe is looking on, and we've got butterflies and mushrooms, and we have a little snail coming to visit to see the little eggs being hatched. And then on the 7th we had collage. So I chose just to collage a whole piece with vintage items and flowers and throw a vintage tag off to the side that we could maybe put a number or something on. So there's that one. And then on the 8th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 8th we had, what was it called? I have to look. On the 8th we had words. It was words. So what I chose to do for that day was to make a bunch of words into little tags that I could insert throughout journals. And I chose to cut out pieces of little tiny perfume bottles and stamp on them and numbers and just words. You are just the right type. Wish big. Just the right type. Perfume bottle. Add some glitter. The Queen. Love life. And wish big. So we have all of those. Then on day 9 we had denim, and my husband gave me a pair of old jeans, thank you honey, and I cut them into a tag, and on the video I describe how to cut your denim to get it to look certain ways. So you have to go back and refer to that, but I put a denim feather on here, and then I added some more feathers and just this little piece here to tie it closed. It's just a piece of leather. But inside here we have a little journaling area, and this folds out, and then in here you have more places to journal. So I'm going to put that one over here. And then on day 10 we had book pages. So what I did for book pages was I had an old book and I tore it all apart, and this was the original cover on the book. I peeled that off of there and I made a tag out of it, and I just put create art here. This piece here was from the spine of the book, and this was a little piece of paper torn out of the book. And same here. And then we have some book page, and here we have some more of the spine, and I cut a thumb notch in it for the tag. And then here's some more of the leather book cover, and then the rest of this is just book page. And a washi tape, of course, because it was falling apart. So there we go. That one is my book page. Then on day 11 we had floral. And so I did this tag, Happy in Her Heart, with the kitten. And then I did this one with the kitten, but it was too one color, so I did not like it. So I did this one to replace it. Then on day 12, it was stencils, I believe. Let me look. Yes, it was stencils, and I used paper glazing and stencil butter, and I made all of these, and I used inks for my backgrounds, and I just made a whole slew of tags, and of course right now they are still unfinished, but they will go with the journal when the journal comes up to be made. And it will have these little pockets to go with it. So there we go. That is what I chose to make for that day. What day was that? Day 12. So I chose to make a whole slew of cards that I can turn into tags for a journal. So day 13 was washi tape, and I used the Tim Holtz washi tape in the background, and the Stamperia sunflower art to put sunflower and a chicken and a butterfly in here. And I just stitched around all of these pieces to make it look like a crazy quilt. I don't know if you can see that stitching, but... And then I chose to top it off with this, since I was trying to go with like a crazy quilt idea. So there's that. And then on the 14th, Valentine's Day, I made these cute little hearts. These are stuffed hearts. And I cut this hole out. I stitched around it. Stuffed that heart back through there. Put a flower with the pin in there. And that is what I made for Valentine's Day. Isn't that cute? This one's a lot bigger. And then for day 15, it was paint. I used all kinds of paints in these. These are Brushos and several others that just, when you spray them, the paint scatters and does all this like tie-dyeing on here. So I finished it. I finished this one up today, actually. When I originally did these, it was still too wet, and this one had actually totally come apart because it was so wet. And then when I glued it down, it just tore. So when I re-glued it, so that one has to be fixed. But this one is ready to go. It's got a back on it. But here's some of the other pieces that I did. I don't like these washi stickers. I'm probably going to get rid of them. I'll probably find them in my my shop eventually. But those are some more. And this was one big sheet of paper that I did and made a bunch of these on just a 12 by 14 or something like 11 by 14 piece of paper. Okay, and then on the 16th we had a bee, and I chose to make this beautiful bee background, and I used a stencil, and then I went around it with paint, and then I filled it in with different colors of gold and glitter, that glitter gluey stuff, and then put a sticker on it. Put a little bee here. And then on the 17th, it was my favorite color day, and my favorite color is green. I have a favorite animal, and it is a cow. And if I could live anywhere, I would live on a farm. That would be what I'd be up to. That might even be my mailing address. You never know. But green is my favorite color. So I'm going to put that one back. Oh, I'll put it here, I guess. We'll start working down this way. Then on the 18th, we had metal. So I took a piece of copper sheeting. I went around it with some of the copper tape so I wouldn't cut myself, although I did end up cutting myself just a little bit on the little piece of copper on the table. You have to be really careful with copper. So I embossed the copper. I got the tape around the edges to prevent it from cutting me or anybody else. And then I glued it in between two pieces of paper, added some gears and a leather topper, a faux leather topper, using Tim Holtz papers. And there we go. My metal tag for the 18th. And on the 19th, bugs. bugs. Lots of bugs. So I have a butterfly in here, and I have ladybugs in here in the jar. And this is the year 1802 or 7, I don't know. Figure 1 is found at Dogwood Park, and figure 2 was found at Moose Creek Falls. And so we have them in our natural history store, and they're specimens. So there we go, specimen tags. Then on the 20th, it was a day to do pink. And I did this kind of card. And this card was an idea that I got from a Valentine's Day card that I got from my cousin Kathy, the way it opened and everything. So this was inspired by that, although it's nothing like that. But inside, and because it was inspired by Kathy, there's a little kitten, because she likes kitties. And we have a bird on here with this little green nest, and that closes. And then this opens right here, and we have another place for a tag. Now, if you just clip this on your journal, say you want to just clip it on the page like so, then you have a little decoration up here, and then you can write back here. So, just a little idea. It can be clipped on, it can be glued on 3 edges, so you have a pocket. So lots of different things you can do with it. There's that one. And then on the 21st we had beach. So I used some embossing powders, and I made this sand down here with a bottle in the water. And I cut this out of a background picture. It was with the seagull actually, but they were attached. And then I put the words, "You can find yourself where the wind meets the water." And for me, that is so true. So there is that. And then on the 22nd, we had water. And this one could have been beach too, but I love this. Look, it's an interactive card. And so in my water, I put a seahorse that's swimming around with his friends. And I was so excited about it, I made 2. And this one is swimming with a turtle. Yeah, very fun, isn't it? So little interactive cards, they are a blast and so easy to make. We'll be making some more of those. So, just so you get a good look. Yeah, swim, 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 swim. And then on the 23rd, we had a doodle. And I doodled this, and I planned to doodle a whole quilt in here. But my doodle brain said, nah, I don't want to do all that doodling and stuff on video. So I doodled down the center, put a quilted type washi at the top, and added some gold washi on the sides. And I ended up with this beautiful doodled tag for the 23rd. Not bad. And then on the 24th, we had a farm. And my farm was a flower farm. And it had some bunnies in it and some chickens. But on my farm, we sold sunflowers and daisies and pansies and all kinds of flowers. At the end of the day, the truck was empty. We just totally sold out. And I even sold some bunny rabbits, which wasn't so bad. Now that's a story. You can tell I like to tell stories as I go. Okay, so on the 25th was postal. And guess what? For the postal, Mine was a love story. The love letter. This letter traveled all around the world during the war. 1941-42. She wrote this letter and tried to find him, and it kept going from place to place, country to country. It kept getting stamped, and it says love always at the top. And here is her picture that says forever, keeping you in my heart. So this was a war letter that made the rounds, and eventually it probably got back to them when he was back in the United States, and they were married forever. It was a long, long love story. So there we go, the love letter. And then on the 26th we had hand stitching, and I chose to use items that were pre-stitched. Just like what we do for junk journaling, we find things that were made before, and we doctor them up and drop them down into some journals, and we have something new. So this is what I chose to do. I chose to pick some hand-stitched threads or laces or embroidered pieces, and they weren't done by me, but I cut them out and I used them on my hand stitch tag. And that worked for me. I just, it's been a long time since I was doing hand stitching, and I have actually ordered some new actual embroidery needles, so I think that will help me. It's very hard for me to thread a needle, and the embroidery eyes are just a little bigger, and I got these little things to help me. Oh goodness. Well, maybe I didn't. These little things to put through the eye. You hook the thread on there and pull it back through. Fun, huh? And I also got this little magnetic Dritz needle nest to put my needles in. It has 2 size 8 needles included. It's a sharps though, and I'm going to take those out and put embroidery needles only in this one. So that'll be nice. Okay, so moving on from day 26, hand stitching, we went to day 27, and it was a tree. And yes, Shannon, I was too hard on myself. It actually turned out cute. I think I felt guilty because I was just using all these stickers that I had. I did use some book page in the background, and I think I just felt guilty. But here, the bear is sitting with his back against the tree down here, and you can't see that anymore. But he was scratching his back. And he's very happy to be in the woods. It was just what he wanted to do after a long winter. And his friend the squirrel came to share some nuts and berries with him. So there we go. He's very happy. It says friendship is a sheltering tree. So this tree is sheltering him and scratching his back. And I've got all this fluff on here. I thought that looked kind of cool. And then my last tag was map. And I chose to have my map in the background. And she is a traveler, so she had to use this map to make her way to this castle that she had actually inherited. I didn't know this before, but she had inherited this castle, and it had belonged to her many moons ago ancestors, and the solicitors finally found her, and told her to come right away, and she owned a castle. So there you go. That's what she did. She took everything she had in 2 bags, and away she went. She went to live in her castle. Lucky lady. So there we are. And it is a journaling tag. It's a big tag. It could be used on the cover of a journal. Okay, so that was my 28th day, and here is my 29th day. And I am so glad that Shannon did this challenge. For me, it was a challenge that gave me a chance to expand my horizons, to jump outside of the box and not keep doing the same old thing, same old thing, same old thing. And that's what happens a lot of times when you make journals, is you kind of get stuck. So I highly recommend doing challenges. They do get you outside of the box, as long as you're not having to really hurry through them. And by just doing one a day, there wasn't always that hurry. So I was able to really expand my my ideas. And anyway, I had a blast, Shannon. Thank you very much. And I hope you do something in March. That would be a lot of, or April. That would be a lot of fun. And what else? Oh, just so you know, I have to take a few days off for I have business stuff to do on my business, and that means taxes are, it is adamant that I get my tax stuff done. I'm almost there. I've been working on it a little bit. So I will be off for a few days, and then when we come back, we're going to work on the coffee and chocolate journal, and we're going to make a big journal out of it, I believe. So anyway, that's coming up, the coffee and chocolate. And oh, we didn't finish the mixed media piece, so we have to do that. Yeah, we have a mixed media piece to do. Okay, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much, Shannon, for inviting us to this challenge. It was absolutely fantastic, and I loved it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, all of you, for all of your lovely comments. That was so much fun, and it was so good to see new names popping up and hear from my regular people, and you guys are all just so wonderful. I can't say enough about how good it is getting to know you in this community. And oh, good news, Tammy Van Antwerp is coming back. She would like to do some videos. Her old channel, she had some problems with her Google address several months ago, before this cancer thing happened. And I guess it was about a year ago, she had problems in that. She thought she might lose her email address and her YouTube. So be sure to find her new YouTube. If she posts down below, click on her little circle, her little art circle next to her name. That'll take you to her new page. Please go there and become a subscriber. And hopefully she can get her other ones all hooked back up, because she has a lot of wonderful videos. And it would be lovely if they could be all back with her name. So hopefully that can get taken care of. And but for now, please, please, please go and subscribe on her new channel, and let's get her numbers back up. So and let's look forward to her great videos, because she is quite an artist, and I agree with Carol. Tammy and Shannon are great at making layers go together, and absolutely marvelous, marvelous. And of course, don't forget to go over to Free Spirit Arts and check out Carol's video on the personal journals she has coming up. I'm not sure if I'll try to put a link on it. I don't guarantee it. I might forget. Anyway, go to Carol's channel. She has information there on the personal journal. So I will talk to you all later, and I hope you all have a great day. And once again, thank you everyone, and thank you, Shannon. Bye-bye.